Mother, how are we doing? Are we trying not to swear again, or are we like screw that?
We're edging it. We're first
We
five
can
minutes,
edge it.
you and me.
We
This
can
is
edge
gonna
it.
this is gonna be our new thing where we're like, all right, I just want you to look at it, but you can't touch it. I want you to think about it, but you can't say it.
All right, we can do that. I'm gonna first make sure that everyone can see us and that we can see what they're doing. Edit privacy public. All right,
I
there
can
we
see
go.
you. I can see you frozen.
Yeah,
And
I was frozen because I was on another tab.
oh, okay.
Yeah. So people should be showing up soon. Um, you know what, man? I could have said this when no one was watching, but I'm actually gonna say it now. Um, I wanted to thank you because your journey of everything that you've been doing with comedy, with getting your head straight, with AA, and even losing weight and everything, like all of that has been super inspirational to me, as I try to get my head right and try to aim myself towards where I want to be. So
Right.
I just wanted to say thank you for being so open. You kind of gave me the the strength, I think, to be able to make that post that I made yesterday and to be able to say, yeah, man, I got a problem and my house isn't right and I got to fix it.
Well,
So
I
I
mean,
wanted to thank you personally.
dude, I appreciate you saying that. I think like here's the crazy thing, man. We all are going through this thing called life, and everybody's trying. Like everybody's not trying to pretend they have it together, but the idea of throwing what's going on to your life in your life out into the world and the potential of being judged for it, we're like, no, let's just keep this to ourselves, not realizing that that's the stuff that hurts more than anything else because people feel alone if they haven't gone through it. Like I saw your post and I'm saying to myself, oh man, I've been in that place. You know, I have kids. I have kids who have gone through issue with the law, who have gone through mental shit.
We're
Oh, it slipped. Oh, but wait,
edging. We're
it was,
edging.
it was edging. It just slipped. It was like I put the tip in, but then I pulled it right back out. I
You
was
did
like,
pull it out.
yeah, yeah. That we're talking about the stuff that comes out of butts. We're not saying it as a plain word. But yeah, like having gone through all that, it's like and going through like mental health and going through like psych wards and whatnot. There's this stigma of people that go to these places looking for help. And man, every time I went to a psych ward, except for the really ghetto ones, it was a wonderful experience. I met people, amazing people. I got to do some amazing drugs to keep me off, help me detox from alcohol. I met people with multiple personalities, with situations much worse than me, and the realization that we're all a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
Some of us way more than others, but we're all a little whacked in the brain just trying to make it through this, just trying to get through life.
Yeah.
So it's cool seeing somebody else also voice that vulnerability of who we really are. Most of the time, these people out here on the internet who haven't shown up yet are watching us and they're just like, we're just talking about whatever book we're selling and whatever new
Yeah.
project out, instead of realizing that, man, all the people that people follow that have dreams, hopes, and ambitions, we still go through the same problems as everybody else.
Yeah. 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 Absolutely. Yeah. Totally. And it's funny because talking about being genuine. Um, I'm gonna be open. First off, people, I see you in there, so talk to us, like it, share it. We're gonna have a great time. We would love you guys to be a part of this. We're celebrating Raven's birthday, so come on, be a part of this. Have some fun with us. But being genuine, I called my dad and my uncle was there too, and I was talking with them, and my uncle started lecturing me right away. And I won't say who it was, but one of my uncles. He started lecturing me right away about me swearing online, and he was like, "No one's gonna take you seriously if you're cursing all the time and all that kind of stuff." And I was like, "No, you know what? Like, what you don't understand is this world that we're living in now, it actually appreciates when someone's genuine, and they know it and they can feel it. And me cursing, it's just it's just off the cuff. It's how it is, you know. Like right now, I'm having to be someone different. You are too, because we're trying not to curse. We're trying to, you know, we're edging through. And actually, we broke the 5 minutes. So fuck, shit, damn. We're good. We even did it this time. We did it. We weren't even worried.
Yeah.
It was so much easier.
Yeah.
And you know what? With that, why don't we like really start this show the way it's supposed to be started?
Let's do it.
Canadian bacon is actually really good, and it's nothing like normal bacon, and it's better than ham, which you guys seem to call Canadian bacon. I'm very good at writing. I write very well. Yeah, it's Shop Talk.
Do some of your audience members like the word fuck? Cool. Then I'm going to keep saying fuck.
Because I care.
He can't not the cuss. Yeah.
You know the fucked up thing I thought now that we can curse again?
Yeah.
I was like, I know this isn't true. Audience out there on the internet looking at this later. This isn't true. But how fucking funny would it be if the uncle that told you that was like the uncle that kind of did things to you as a kid?
Oh yeah.
Out and you're like, why is this guy telling me?
I'd be like, definitely. I'd be like, no, this is uncle. I love my uncle, and I appreciate that he feels like he's looking out for me. But fuck, dude, no, you know, I like people like, and I know a lot of people don't like it, but I like guys like Gary V. You know, they're out there. They are who they are. They want to be genuine. They want to have. You know, I don't necessarily love the billionaire sort of thing. That's not me at all. But I love the connection to people, the caring, and I think that shit's really important. And so I think it's important to be you so that people feel good around you, and they feel like they could be themselves around you, right. Whether they curse or however they want to be. If you're straight edge, be straight edge. I don't give a shit. You know?
Yeah, I actually like straight edge people. I mean, I get. Everybody's trying to find their thing.
Yeah.
Like their thing that works, whether it be religion, whether it be drugs, whether it be straight edge, whether it be healthy lifestyle, whether it be creative endeavors. We're all just trying to find a way to make this shit work. You know? So, I mean, every once in a while, I'll hear that same comment. Like my mom was like, don't make jokes about Jesus and pussy. I'm like, so I'm allowed to pray to Jesus for health, for money, for problems, but don't ask him for no pussy.
You know what's funny? I just had a talk with my mom recently because I have Belial, my book, and it's about demons and such. And so far it's been really absurd and funny, but we just finished issue 3, and issue 4 is the penultimate huge war end of the whole thing. And I told my mom, I said, I gotta tell you, because she's like, I'm really enjoying the story, I'm having a lot of fun with it. And she goes, because the demons they're terrible people, so it's fine for them to be terrible. And I was like, yeah, I gotta tell you though, issue 4, you might not want to read that one. And she was like, oh, okay, why? And I was like, because at the end of the day, I gotta be honest to the story. And the story is gonna go to places that religiously you're not gonna like. And she was like, oh, okay. And I'm like, in order to be true to the story, I'm gonna have to do things that religious people may not like. I mean, I already told a Catholic joke in issue 3 where anytime anyone's reviewing it or talking about it, they'll be talking about the book, and then all of a sudden they'll be like, but that Catholic joke though. And I'll be like, thank you, man, thank you. Like, I'm glad that hit. And they're like, dude, that takes balls. And I'm like, no, it doesn't necessarily take balls. Sometimes it's just, you're stupid enough to throw it out there and be like, whatever hits me. Like, that's fine, you know? But I'm just being true to me and where I was at.
And the funny thing that a lot of people don't realize about any creative endeavor is a lot of our personal growth comes from taking those risks and seeing what works and seeing what doesn't work. Because every once in a while, we take that line a little bit too far. Yeah. And if we don't have somebody to pull us back, it goes out there, and then we have to figure it out. like when I first wrote Return to Wonderland nearly 20 years ago. By the way, Wonderland Annual in stores now. Bitches, get out there. Longtime fans, get out there and get that shit. I wrote it for you. It's for you. But like 20 years ago, when I wrote Return to Wonderland, you know, in the book, Johnny, speaking of uncles that molest kids, Johnny the Mad Hatter gets molested as a kid.
Oh, geez.
And one of the things is there's this dream sequence where we kind of allude to what he's going to become later in the series. And he's sitting at a table where everybody's dead and killed. And I was like, I really want a severed penis sitting on the table. And they're like, no, that's too far. I'm like, no, but it speaks to the character because he was molested. So this is the kind of thing that would, like, you know, give a foreshadowing of what's coming up. And the editor was like, we're not putting a severed dick on the table. And in hindsight, he was absolutely right. Don't put severed dicks on table. Next thing you know, women out there seeing that shit and they're like, you know what? We could cut off a lot more dicks. And then next thing you know, we're in fear of our dicks.
We already have one bobbit. We don't need more.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's a dangerous what's it called to mess with?
Yeah. You definitely don't want to start that precedent.
Yeah. Leave our dicks alone, ladies.
Right.
You've kicked the balls enough. When you was young, did you ever have a girl kick you in the balls?
Oh yeah.
This is the fucking worst. What is wrong with you women? Who taught you as a child? I think it was probably me. I'm pretty sure I taught my daughters. I was like, if a guy gives you trouble, kick him in the balls. This is a weak point. We're our own worst enemies.
Yeah.
we're perpetual.
New kind of sausage fest. I like that. Yeah, no, totally. Dude, so I don't know about you. I had a vasectomy. And that is the worst fucking pain a man can feel.
Really?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's because they have to put the freezing needle. It's the freezing that hurts you right in your nut.
Okay, if you had to take a choice between that pain and wanting to write for a year but not being able to write for a year, so you're hating yourself inside for a whole fucking year, where you have a script due or something, and you know you should get it done, and you know once you sit down and work on it, it'll get done. But something in your brain is like, nope, you piece of shit. What the fuck is wrong with you? You're so talented. Why are you doing this? Dude, you're shitting on the gift that God gave you, you piece of shit. You're horrible. You're going to watch porn, though? You got time to watch Netflix, though? What's wrong? Would you take that pain or the dick pain? Which is worse? Which is really worse, Chuck?
Doc, I'd like to make an appointment. And I'll do it yearly. If that means I can sign up for another year of being able to write again, let's do it. Let's keep doing it, man. I remember not only did that happen and it fucking hurt, but I had a 2-year-old at the time, and of course she doesn't know what's going on. And I was explaining it to the kids, and the 2-year-old walked up and nutted me. Like, just fucking kicked me, just booted me right in the nuts right after my surgery. I went down, and of course, instantly, like, I go down and my fist hits, like, you're ready to strike someone. And my wife scoops up my kiddo. Scoops up the 2-year-old. She's like, oh, that's not good. That's not good. I was never going to hit my kid, obviously. But, dude, in that split second, you're like, I could punch you. Like, so many fucking yards right now.
Now, for those,
and I would still take that.
For those out there on the internet who have that little judgmental thought that just popped in your fucking head, you little judgmental fucking Judas motherfuckers, when something happens to you and you get angry, like really angry, not that bullshit internet angry where you read about what Kanye said angry, or somebody's messed up a pronoun like angry, like real fucking anger. In anger where rational thought goes out the window. Especially if that anger is initiated by pain. Like, people don't think there's actually you ever seen somebody in a bar about to get in a fight and you're like, dude, calm down. calm down, man. It's cool. It's going to be all right. And you're trying to talk them down, but you can't talk them down because they're just like, that's everyone. And everyone who doesn't fucking experience that totally thinks, ooh, I would never throw my child through a wall. My children are over 20 by the way now, so it's legal because we train, so we're allowed to throw each other through walls.
Oh, good. We should be. We should be. Though. So I worked at a restaurant once where I knew the owner. He was one of those guys you could tell where when he got angry, he just went red. Like he didn't understand what you just got to destroy what's in front of you. And he was getting into a conflict with someone at the front door. They're just outside the front door and he's inside. And he was like, look, I can't do anything with you on the streets. So you want to start shit, you can walk inside. And the guy's saying all sorts of terrible shit. And, this guy was old school Italian. He was also homophobic.
Right.
And the only reason that matters is what ended up clicking for him is they're going back and forth. And I'm now standing between the two, hands on chests, like, no, guys, this has to go. And I'm starting to separate. And the guy who was just trying to make it happen leans over my arm and just goes, fuck you, faggot. And I was like, oh, no. Yep. Oh, no. And that's a terrible word, by the way. I'm the only reason I'm saying the word is because you need to hear, like, the absolute vile that was coming out. And I knew I could see this guy's eyes. And I was like, oh, no. You don't get my protection anymore. I stepped out. And he just fucking annihilated him. Destroyed him. And then he comes in later on, and he's calmed down and everything. And he goes, where the hell were you? Why weren't you stopping this? And I was like, see, that's that red shit. Because I was there in front of you, and you were so red, you didn't even see me. So, yeah, man, when people are done, they're done. There's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, and again, PC public service announcement for those judgmental motherfuckers out there. Chuck is actually allowed to use that word because he has sent me naked pictures before. And I have a gay daughter and my hair is pink. So I could actually use the word, but I'm not going to use the word because you ain't going to cancel me, motherfuckers. You got to wait till my sex tape comes out and see me jerking off the fucking Chuck on this fucking Bacon podcast. I'm like, oh, shit, Chuck's going at him tonight. And then you can cancel me. They don't cancel me over that F word.
My Chuckley fans.
Chuck.
So, all right, it's your birthday, dude. You're now a year sober, right?
I'm a year sober. A year into comedy. My anniversary is next week. My first year of comedy. 150 pounds lighter. It's been a fucking pretty wonderful year, and I've realized that I'm fucking crazier than ever. Like, Stu, you ever get to that stage in your life where not right, figure it out. Now I can put in the work to be like, why is my brain like that? I'm at that stage where every month I'm like, boy, this brain ain't getting any easier to solve. It's that Hellraiser puzzle, and god damn it, Pinhead's coming. You know? Don't you feel that way as you get older? Like you thought you knew everything. Did you go through that stage in life where you were like just working and working was enough, but like relationships suffered because you were working 40-hour weeks and you're just like, you're working and you're a dad. You're working and you're a dad. And that's like your existence. And you're like, I figured life out. No, you didn't. You just didn't finish the first level. Your princess is in another castle, and she is fucking somebody else. I'm telling you. That's how I feel every year now. It's like I didn't know anything.
So you've got, say, like 15 to 20 seconds to talk to Raven 1 year ago. What would you say to that guy?
Raven, you finally got pussy. Oh my God. It was November 16th. Remember this. Your fucking sober date. It was dude. It was wonderful, and it was with an OnlyFans porn star. Can you believe that? You actually got to fuck a porn star, Raven. Oh my God, I'm so proud of you, and you did good. You were fucking for like 45 minutes. You couldn't even fucking nut because it just wasn't wrong enough. It wasn't wrong enough. You've watched so much porn where somebody was stuck in a fucking dryer, you couldn't come to normal sex.
The dryer porn. Oh, that's hilarious.
I really think that's all porn is. Porn is us in some strange way dealing with our own psychological issues. Somebody's stuck in a dryer and you just like feel so stuck in life. You just can't get out and you just kind of like, fuck it. That's what that porn is.
True story. No, actually, I feel you there.
Like I said, all these stepmom porns, just guys didn't get enough love from their mom.
And you can't actually make it mommy porn, so you make it stepmom. Yeah.
Daddy didn't love me enough. I'm gonna fuck his beautiful wife. That's all this shit is.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah. It's so much. Yeah, and I think a lot of that is just anger at our families. I think that's a lot of reason why it's been said tons of times. That's why a lot of people get into porn too. It's a fuck you to daddy or fuck you to mommy or whatever, you know?
And it has nothing to do with the extraordinary amount of money you make, ladies. So if you're struggling right now paying for gas and eggs, I'm not saying you should have an OnlyFans page. But if we know you, we're probably going to subscribe. We're going to fucking... Dude, I never got into this OnlyFans shit. I was like, who the fuck pays for porn? Porn is free. Nobody pays for that shit. Wait till you know a hot motherfucker that you hang out with on a regular quasi basis and find out they have an OnlyFans page. Oh, you go look.
I'll tell you something, Rave. Being in I wish I was you right now. And that is because I am in a relationship. I fucking love my wife. I want to do good by her. And I know that the line is, if I know them, I shouldn't be seeing them naked. So
that's right. Your level of OnlyFans interest can only go so far because you're married. Like, there's one thing to be married and look at porn. It's a whole nother fucking thing to be married and look at porn of someone you know or have met in person.
I will tell you, I had a fan who was like, oh man, I'm having a really tough time. And they hadn't been able to buy issue 2 of my book. So I went, you know what? Here's issue 2. I'll send you the digital. Enjoy it. You deserve it. I hope you feel better. Much love. And they're like, thank you so much. Then they sent me a 1-month free subscription to their OnlyFans and said, I loved it. Thank you so much. For you and your partner, you guys can have that. And I was just like, huh. And I sat on it for a couple days. Didn't do anything with it. Shared it with my partner, who did enjoy it. And I was like, yeah, dog, I can't do it. I can't. I know if I have to ask her, she's going to say no. And I can't afford for her to find out later on. It's not, it's not worth it.
No.
Titties are great, but those are everyday titties. You know what I mean? I'm not giving up my everyday titties for my once a year titties.
Dude, it's up there with your partner saying, honey, have you ever thought about fucking anyone else? It's a fucking trick question, motherfuckers. You don't answer that shit. Everybody thinks weird shit all the fucking time. Every once in a while, I'll just be hanging out, Chuck, doing nothing. And sea lions and penguins will pop in my head. I'm like, why the fuck am I thinking of sea lions and penguins? And then I remember sea lions rape penguins in the wild.
Oh, shit.
Or on YouTube. I'm not joking. Google it, motherfuckers. Minimize this window. Keep the audio on. Type in penguins and sea lions on YouTube and get ready to have your mind fucking blown. And I just can't stop watching this shit.
That's fucked up. That's so fucked up. Like
weird thoughts pop in your head. So if you're
it's true.
Have you ever thought of fucking somebody? Dude, I have thought of fucking the guy who played Spawn before in a dream.
Michael J. White.
Michael J. White. Now, I'm not gay. I've had gay thoughts, but I'm not gay. But somehow my brain was like, hey, Raven, tonight while you're dreaming, you fucking spawn. You know? Like, what the fuck? So, of course, motherfuckers have thought of fucking other people. But you can't tell your partner that.
Two dolphins are awesome.
Baby, you the only one. Baby, ever since I had you, I don't need anything else. You want to have a threesome, honey? Baby, whatever you want. What you want.
Right? If you want it, okay, fine.
You can't. Yeah,
you know, I was able to get real with my wife. The realest I was able to get with her was we're talking about, after one of us passes.
Yeah.
So that was coming up because of a friend of ours. They had lost their husband, I think, at the time. And so she kind of said, you know what? If you died before me, I think I'd be done. I said, really? She goes, yeah. She goes, I spread my wild oats. I had a husband before. I'm already in my 50s. I'd be done. I was like, oh, okay. She goes, what about you? I was like, I would never, ever remarry. Right. But I would fuck anything that walks. She was like, well, really? I was like, oh, yeah. And that's because you and I have a great marriage. I did it right. I had a good marriage, and I don't want to do it again. But I didn't get to spread my wild oats. Right. I was married at 20. So, yeah, man, if you pass, oh, yeah. Chucky's going to go have some fun. I will never remarry. Not interested, but I will fuck anyone who says yes.
Oh, yeah. No, you would. Trust me.
Yeah.
Because I got married when I was young, too. And when I got free,
right?
Holy shit. There was fucking.
And it's nothing against her. I love her. But, it's like the comedian said. You can have steak every day, and that's amazing. But every once in a while, don't you want a fucking burger? It's like, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
True. It's fucking true. It's 100% true. I want a fucking burger right now. Because of that bacon that's sitting up in the corner.
Right.
You want a bacon cheeseburger because Chuck is secretly working for Wendy's undercover. He's like a representative. He's getting cut at the table.
When you and I do meet up, I am going to have to cook for or with you.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Are you a cook? Do you cook?
I used to. Dude, I did that one thing where everybody's like, hey, I'm going to get into cooking. And then I watched a few YouTube videos and I'm like, whoa, cooking. And then I'm like, all right, this shit's too much work.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Let's get back. So I do minimal. Like we have like set meals in my house. Like you have your specialities at home. Everybody has the things that they make that they know the kids are going to eat. So we have those. And then I just try to eat as healthy as possible, like salads, chicken, and all that shit. Because I mean, just
good for you.
The fucked up thing about it is like everything else in life, at some point in life, we kind of, I don't want to say we take our body for granted, but we just get so used to existence that we forget that how you treat the machine is how the machine treats you. If you eat a big bowl of spaghetti or pizza, you're going to feel that shit afterwards. You're going to get that nice dopamine rush from eating the food and feel like wonderful while you're eating it and be like, oh God, I love this. It's the greatest fucking feeling in the world. Yeah. But afterwards, you pay for it. But if you eat kale and salad and all that horrible, healthy bullshit, the shit tastes awful, but your body's like, hey, we're supposed to be able to move like this?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I don't have to be the guy walking behind everyone else because I'm moving so slow, because I'm lumbering. I hated you. Hey, for all you skinny motherfuckers out there, when us fat people are lumbering behind you, we know we're lumbering. Stop fucking speed walking, bitch. Like, seriously, you're making us feel bad. I shouldn't have to feel bad about fucking lumbering. You know how much it takes a lot of effort to lumber. And everybody's looking at you, lumbering.
It takes a lot of effort just to get up.
Yeah, that's
But now I'm moving too? Fuck. There were two comedians talking, and one of them, they were both, slim and everything, and one of them said, I don't understand we see so many of these comedians who don't take care of themselves. They get fat and they don't shower a lot. They don't take care of themselves, and I don't understand it. The other comedian said, even though they were, looked very good and we're all taken care of, they said, "Oh, I get it completely." And he goes, "Okay, well then why?" And he goes, "Because most of us, especially comedians and whatnot, we just want to be brains in a jar. Like everything we do is intellectual and observation. We don't need a body for what we care about most. Yeah. Bodies don't fucking mean anything to us." So I get when someone's like, "I don't give a shit. I'm just going to eat unhealthy. I'm not going to move around a lot." And it's because what really matters is being able to sit and write and fuck around with our friends and do all that stuff that does not require anything physical at all.
Yeah, that and there's a lot of people don't know this. Subconsciously, we all know this, but like spoken out loud, very few people understand that the prettier you are in comedy, the harder it is. People do not like people like you get up on stage and you're beautiful and handsome and you're like an Instagram model. Everybody in the audience is like, "Fuck you. Fuck you. What problems do you have, motherfucker? What personal life experiences?" You want to laugh. You want to have somebody that can poke fun at themselves. You want to see the flaws and find the funny in the flaws. So taking care of yourself has the dual fucking negative connotation of, hey, you can't be. I've seen some sexy ass women get up on stage and hit that mic. Not a fucking one did good. Not a one. So if you did good, ladies in Arizona, you're not that hot. Ha ha ha. If
you know what though,
motherfucker, it's because you're not that beautiful. Deal with that life duality, fucking hot motherfuckers.
I don't know about you, but every time I see Nikki Glaser up there, I'm like, girl, good for you, because she's fucking funny and she is hot.
Yes. Yeah. Also, the fucking crazy thing is, the really cool thing about comedy is you could be ugly. You could be fucking ugly, overweight, whatever your fucking pet peeve of what beauty is not. And if you're funny and confident, you become sexy.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen some women that were not fucking like my particular type, and they hit that mic, and I'm like, oh my God, I would eat your ass with chopsticks.
Yeah.
But because I love sushi. I fucking sushi the fuck out there. I'm like, God damn, you fuck. You ain't fine as fuck, but God damn, you fine and fuckable.
You know what? You and I are doing something right and wrong. We're having such a good conversation. There's tons of people watching, and they ain't saying shit.
What's up, people? Thank you for all the birthday wishes. It's good to see you. I've missed you.
How was your first show back? Dude, Albuquerque.
Albuquerque was so amazing, Chuck.
Yeah.
Dude, I had like life-altering realizations in Albuquerque. So when I went to Albuquerque, I went there broke. Like so broke. Here's one for the heads out there who are in the industry. When you first start off doing this gangster shit, you will jam like 10 people into a hotel room to save money to do a show. You will pack your own ramen noodles and oatmeal to save money so you don't have to buy food when you travel across the country and you're paying gas money, hotel, airfare, booking a table, all that shit. So I'm going to this show broke, Chuck, like broke as fuck, packing oatmeal like it's my first year in comics. I'm like, and it's instead of looking at it depressed, I instantly reframed it in my head. And I'm like, dude, this is exciting. This feels like it felt when I first started in the business. I'm like, yeah, let's do this. I'm going to go hang out with my friend. I'm going 2 days early into the show so I could see the town. I'm going to be with my best friend in the world, Nihai. I'm like, let's do this. I get there. I'm still broke as fuck, Chuck. Like, I'm so broke. I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to afford this hotel room if this shit isn't comped. Luckily, it was comped. And I'm like, oh, fuck.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah. So fucking I go there and we go to Meow Wolf. I got to see Meow Wolf. For all those out there who have never experienced Meow Wolf, it's it's an immersive art experience that I would equate to. You ever play Resident Evil, Chuck?
Yeah. Oh fuck yeah.
Imagine walking into a town that's set up like Resident Evil. Everything is art. All the art in Resident Evil is there. You're looking around. It's just like this twisted wonderland of every room. It's a house, and you get to go in the front, the backyard, and it's just oozing art. There were words written on the walls, phrases that were so beautifully written, Chuck. I was brought to tears. I wasn't on that much mushrooms, like none.
I wasn't on that much.
I did a little bit of edibles, but it was so beautiful. I was crying. And you're going in the rooms and you're reading this kid's journals, because I guess that's the creepy motherfuckers are. We just read little girls' journals in their haunted house rooms in these immersive. I just realized that's fucked up. But yeah, I'm reading this little girl's journal, and this girl's talking about these philosophical things about love, and the only way you can get love is to give it. And it's just the craziest thing. And I was like, wow. I'm still broke as fuck, but I'm just living in the moment.
Yeah.
I'm concerned and I know about it, but I'm not letting it fuck up my shit. The next day, I go to a mountain restaurant. And as I'm going up the mountain restaurant, Chuck, I realized that when you go up a tram, you know those things that go up? They go up in the fucking air, people.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever been scared of heights, but it is a fucked up thing to be like, 10,000 feet in the air, and the guy on the tram is like, so, ladies and gentlemen, if you have a fear of heights, here's where you deal with that fear. Look down. I'm like, God damn, what the fuck is happening here? And so I'm up on the tram, but I'm just enjoying it, Chuck. I'm up on a tram on Friday the 13th, and I'm like, let's do this, bitch. Let's make these memories. I get to the top of the mountain. My friend's like, hey, Raven, you want to see where everyone goes to kill themselves? I'm like, of course I want to see where everyone goes to kill themselves. Yes, show me this place. She takes me to the edge of the fucking El Madra. I guess that means self-murder hill, and the overdrop. And there's a fence. The fence is wide open, Chuck.
Oh.
Wow, they don't even close the fence. They're like, yeah, dude, they kept cutting open the fence. This happens all the time. So they're just like, fucking, they just leave the gate open. I go to the edge and I look down, and she's like, you see that step down there with the graffiti? One step after that is death. I'm like, shit. So I'm taking all of this shit in. And as I back away, it's ice cold. There's snow everywhere, Chuck. It's fucking beautiful. I go and I look over the edge again. And my friend looks at me and she's like, hey, Raven, remember, there's nothing wrong right now in your life. Everything's good. And I back away real quick. I'm like, oh, shit. It was calling me. I'm having the
Call the void.
Life. The call the void's real, Chuck.
I know it is.
It's wild.
Oh, I know it is.
Not a depressed call to the void. Like, everything was fucking fine, but I was just like, I started looking a little bit too long at that beautiful view down below.
Okay, so my fear of heights is so bad that it gets set off when I'm playing video games.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Because video games have gotten so realistic that I get near an edge and I'm like, oh, no, oh, and I can feel the vertigo coming. I was getting vertigo while you were telling that fucking story. If I get over 3 stories on a building, I can kind of like get to the edge and look a little bit on like a balcony.
Yeah.
5 stories? I have to, if I get close to the balcony, I can peek over the balcony. I cannot stand to my full height. And I'm not a tall man, I'm 5'8", but I can't stand to my full height. Because I feel like I can feel being sucked over.
Well, you ever seen those YouTube videos of like insane climbers who go to the top of things and look down and shit?
Mm-hmm.
Those used to give me that exact same feeling you're talking about. Like, it gets really fucking. I found that the more and more in life I attack anxiety directly, the easier it is to fucking deal with. Because I didn't have like any height issues. I'm terrified of heights and cramped places, and I had no issues just because nowadays I start getting panic attacks on the freeway driving. And my friend was like, you know how you get over that? Do it more. And I started doing it a lot more, and all of a sudden I don't get any anxiety attacks. So but so like the next day at the show, again, Chuck, I'm still pretty broke. But I'm with Nei. We're having the best time. There's a lot of fucking edibles, Chuck. I mean, there's a lot of fucking edibles. Albuquerque. By the way, Chuck, didn't know if you knew this. Sex trafficking, Albuquerque. What the fuck is that shit?
Really?
There's signs everywhere. There's literally signs that say safe that are like, if somebody is sex trafficking you, call this number so we can come Batman and Robin and save your ass. Everywhere. Everywhere you walk. And I guess they like have the worst car theft rate in the country or some shit. Wild stuff. But like the next day I went there and I'm broke as shit. But fuck, Chuck, I'm doing like open mic with every person that comes to the table. I'm just like, I'm being present. I'm being in the moment with these people. I'm not even thinking about the money. Chuck, I made more money at that show than I've ever made in my entire fucking career.
Damn.
Like just by not looking at life through the frame of financial benefit, financial gain. Like most times, a lot of creators, we go to shows and we feel how much money we make. Like we determine if a show is good by if we made money. We determine how good we are as creators as, oh, people do like me. They're spending money on me. Not, hey, I'm just here enjoying the fans and enjoying the experience. It's a business. So it's very hard to separate the two. And if you have a shitty show, you feel like a shitty fucking person. You know, as soon as I wiped that thing off the table, it was like the best experience I've ever had at a show in my life.
Yeah.
Just not focusing on money.
You know, I had someone come to me once and say, they were like, I don't understand. You guys are at these shows. You're able to be around all this awesome stuff. How can you not be happy the whole time? How is this not the happiest place on earth for you? And I was like, dude, you don't get it. We're behind a booth. We don't get to go visit with everyone else. We'll try to make some time, but a lot of times we don't do it, you know, maybe even at all some days.
Yeah.
But when you get there, and let's say like, you know, you don't have your room paid for, you know, it's early days. You got to pay for your room. You got to pay for your travel. You got to pay for your table. You got to pay for all that shit. Plus you had to bring in all your stuff with you.
Don't forget the big one. Don't forget the big one. Life is still going on around you while all that's happening.
Yeah, life still is happening.
You ever been at a show and get that call from home and like, dude, why are you adding this to my plate?
Two shows, I got calls and I'm like, you never call me. This is not good. 2 shows, I got phone calls where it's like, so-and-so's dead. And you're like, fucking hell. Yes! I still got to do this weekend. I got to smile. I have a picture. I'll show you the picture. So first time I did the local con, so luckily it was nearby. This was pre-COVID. So this was like 2018. I'm sick as fuck. Like fucking so fucking sick. I'm throwing up, shitting myself, coughing, everything. So I wake up and I take all the meds. I take everything I can. I deal with every symptom.
Yeah.
And suddenly I sit there and I'm sitting at the table and I'm not coughing, but all of a sudden my stomach turns and my head starts swimming and I'm like, oh shit, I fucking overdosed.
Yeah.
Like I'm not good. I'm not in a good place. And so I turned to the people who were sitting next to me who I didn't know that well. But I knew that dude's wife was a nurse. So I told her, I said, look, I need you to know I'm sick. I took meds. These are the medicines. And I like showed her where on my bag the medicines were. These are the medicines that I took. And I took some of all of them. And she's like, oh shit, are you okay? I was like, no, I overdosed. I'm sure of it. She's like, well, what are you going to do? I was like, I'm going to go to the bathroom right now. I'm going to throw up. But I just want you to know that if at some point I drop, you know what's going on. She's like, oh, okay. I made it through. I survived. But dude, like, yeah, when you're at these shows, life doesn't stop. So you're there, you're doing this shit, and you're usually at least $1,000 plus in debt. You have to break that just to break even.
Exactly, for real. And you're thinking about that the whole fucking time. Every time. You know how fucking shitty I feel sometimes when I talk to somebody for 15 minutes and they don't buy anything at the end. And
Dude.
I think, oh my God, I wasted 15 minutes talking to that person instead of being like, that was a good conversation. It was cool that I got to meet you and know that you exist. And now you know I exist.
Yeah.
But we can't help it because we have to break even before we can even be like, oh, now I can enjoy myself.
Yep. Yeah. And you also talk to so many people that everyone's like, oh, but you have all these memories. No, I don't. I talked to 1,000 fucking people there.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't remember. They got the memory.
Yeah.
I don't remember. And you might remember it when they come back to you a year or so later, and they're like, hey, like it was great. I had a guy come back to me last year at Dallas Fan Expo, and he says, he goes, hey man, do you have the next Belial? And I was like, no, it's coming out soon though. And he's like, okay. He goes, well, I saw you and your buddy Doug last year, and basically I came to your table, you guys asked if I liked comics, and I said, yeah, I love DC. And you guys ripped into me for like 5-10 minutes about how I was missing so much by only reading DC.
Yeah.
And he goes, now I fucking love indie. I'm reading all sorts of shit, doing so many different stories. And I was like, that's fucking great, dude. He's a solid dude, and he's someone I remember Ian's name to this day. Because you get those moments with people where it's like, okay, we built a relationship. But these like short little 5 and 2 minute conversations, I probably won't remember it after that day or after that weekend.
Well, the
so many of them.
The wild thing about this shit is if we as creators, if we turn the shit on the head of before we were creators, we went to a show and think about the people that we met and interacted with, how some of those memories have stayed with us like ever. I still don't remember the first time I met Travis Gibbs, but we did a podcast together the other day, and he's like, yeah, we met like 20 years ago at MegaCon. I'm like, oh shit. And I think back, can't recall it at all, but at least the interaction was positive enough that he remembered me fondly. But that idea in my head that there has to be points where people have met me and been like, oh, he was an asshole, only because underneath all of that shit, there was that sense of, I spent 15 minutes talking to you. You didn't buy anything. You know what I mean? Instead of like, I don't just want you. Like, they know we just want them for the fucking money, but we don't want them for the money, but we want them for the fucking money. Give me the pussy. Give me the pussy.
Right.
That kind of shit. So, I mean, I really, going forward at conventions, I'm talking about doing a panel about this shit at Phoenix Fan Fusion. Just the idea of the attitude we have as creators going into this shit, being a comedian now and like taking some of that craft over into comics. It's the same sense of, if you go on stage, you could have the perfect set, but the crowd is going to do what the crowd's going to do.
Yeah.
Your job is to do the best you can do with the crowd. Read the room, do your fucking best. But what you're going to get is what you're going to get. All you can do is do your best at a show.
Mm-hmm.
Either it's a good show and people are there to spend money, or they're not there to spend money and you don't do good. But looking at yourself and feeling like you're not good enough because of it is this fucked up detriment that is ingrained in us from the first time we get that rush, that if people give us money, it means they like us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that is, anybody in this business will say that is the sign that somebody likes you. And it feels good that somebody, you know how much you like money. You like money, Chuck. You know you like money. I love money too. It's fun.
Yeah.
Give somebody that fucking money. You gotta like them. You gotta like them at least as much as you
I would.
So when no one gives you money, you're like, they don't like me anymore.
They don't like me. Yep. No gratification for Chucky. I didn't get to come. Not once. Katrina says, I remember meeting both Raven and Chuck. Raven helped get me into comics.
Yeah, that's a perfect example, Katrina. I don't fucking know anything, man. Dude, that it goes back to what we were talking about at the very beginning. A lot of people, this stuff never gets fucking talked about ever.
Yeah.
Like mental shit. No one ever sits there and flat out says, when someone asks you in the industry, how was a show? They're not asking you about your personal experiences. There's a deep level of how much money did you make?
Yeah.
Is this show worth doing? Will I make money at the show? And what kind of fucking personal, great, memorable experience can you have if that's your focus? Like, none of us got into comics to be millionaires. We didn't sit there and say, oh my God, he's rich. He makes comics. Let's do that.
Yeah.
You know, we do it because we all have mental illnesses that go undiagnosed for many years. And this is how we process our fucking feelings. We create.
Yep. All of that. And actually, I have a little thing that you didn't know, Raven. Albuquerque.
Uh-huh.
Do you know Wes Hartman?
Sounds familiar.
He's a colorist. He's done lots of work. He's done work for all the big boys. Really good dude. I know you guys met briefly at Albuquerque. He contacted me. I edit for him and we work together. He's a great dude. He contacted me just before that show and he said, hey man, my wife's supposed to be going to that show, but she might not be able to make it. Would you do the drive with me if she can't go? And I was like, oh fuck, go there and free part of a table for Chucky and I get to surprise Raven.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, okay, I'm in. His wife showed up, so I didn't get to, but I was ready to surprise you. Yeah.
Hey, your wife's not a bitch, but oh, that sneaky bitch. You fucking motherfucker. God damn it. I'm joking. I love you. And I'm sure
Raven looks high as fuck.
But goddamn, dude, I'm on 40 milligrams right now, and I just smoked 2 blunts. It's my birthday, and I'm sober, but I'm wilding the fuck out on weed today, people.
Birthday blunts.
That's what I'm saying. You see this hair? This hair doesn't come from a regularly thinking person. We fucking weird as fuck. Yeah, that would have been great, man. You would have made, dude, out of a weekend that was literally every day was a better experience, a better memory, something that I'll keep with me for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
That would have made me shit myself, Chuck. I would have had to go back to the hotel and change my pants and be like, fucking Bacon showed up, made me shit myself laughing because I'm like, holy shit, is that Chuck? Chuck! Oh my God. Chuck, put your shirt down. Chuck, they're arresting you. Chuck, you're not allowed to see nipples in Albuquerque. They think you're trying to sex traffic people.
I had one of my buddies who I bought his shirt. I made him sign the tits of my shirt. And that was how we met in real life. Like, we'd already hung out on the internet. I'd worked with him. He'd worked with me, all this kind of shit. And then I show up and I got his fucking Punisher shirt that he designed. And I was like, dude, you got to sign my tits right here. And he's like, fuck yeah, man. There he is with a Sharpie right on my nipples.
Here's the crazy thing about the human brain. I swear I've seen that video.
It wasn't even a video. I just did it.
That's what I'm saying. But somewhere in my head, this is a weird thing about the human brain. For some reason, Chuck, I swear there's a YouTube video of you or a Facebook Live where somebody is signing your tits.
I wouldn't even be surprised.
And you're like this.
Oh man, Chuck just made
man, we make up pictures and shit in our head that we turn them into memories. For some reason, there's an actual memory in here of Chuck getting, and he's getting his tits signed by a midget. So he has to like crouch down. I'm sorry, little person. By a little person. He's getting it signed by a midget for some reason. It's a black midget. It's a black midget who's thinking about transitioning. And he's getting it signed. He's getting his nipple signed. And the guy keeps on, he has little tiny fingers. So the little tiny fingers can't hold the pen properly. So
keeps dropping it.
Rubbing right on the nipple. and Chuck's nipples keep on getting a little bit harder, and and the little person just keeps looking up at it. Just for some reason, that video's in my head.
I think at some point he actually makes a mistake, and he's like, "Oh shit, let me take care of that. Let me do that one again."
There it is.
Let me do that again.
Now.
Let me do that again. Let me do that. I didn't do it right.
Now the midget is spitting at Chuck's nipple, and it's just like.
Katrina says, "I surprised Chuck and he didn't have to change his pants. I'm disappointed." That's not true. It was an hour drive back to my house, so I just sat and shit all day.
Also, for the public out there, I would just like to say a public service announcement. Psych wards are fucking fun. If you need help, if you feel like you are going fucking insane in your brain, you're not alone. Take your ass to a psych ward. Just ask questions. Try to get some help.
Get help.
I know you don't want to get help when you're just laying in bed and you can't fucking move and you can't exist and everything feels like nothing's moving and it's just fucking weird. Just trust me. Talk to somebody.
Yeah.
Those drugs are amazing in there. They're wonderful. But they're also horrible because I do not recommend psych meds to deal with your brain issues. But that's having gone through having psych meds to deal with brain issues. But the moral of the story is psych wards, they're not all bad people. So if you're fucking feeling weird, there is help out there.
My kiddo came out much better, able to deal with a lot of stuff, and actually I would say in a way it also scared her straight. Right. She's like, I don't want to go back there. I was like, yeah. It's fun, but it's also tough. It's work.
I tell my kids every day, having gone through alcoholism, having gone through their mother passing away, having dealt with their mother being bipolar, having my own addictive personality and all my own crazy weird shit, I always try to instill in them to be aware of their mental state. Your mental state is something that, I mean, like, here's the thing. You ever seen those suicide hotlines? You see the number, if you need help, or in the beginning of a thing, if you need help, here's a number to call. That does nothing for the person who needs fucking help. Very few people actually take advantage of those little phone numbers and those little messages. It takes hearing about somebody that you thought had it together, didn't, that makes you think, oh, this is something people go through in life. Yeah. It's not just me. I find the stigma that comes with thinking you have shit together is the worst fucking way of looking at life, because it's always changing. You know, if you drive a car for 80 fucking years and you don't change the tires, those tires, that's your brain. You know, your brain is that fucking car, and it's going to get old and it's going to change, and you're going to have to adjust and deal with how it changes. So, respect for everything you've done with that situation. Cause
thank you, homie.
I'm a big fucking fan of people that there's caring for your kids. There's so many versions of caring for your kids. There's you're a dad, my way or the highway, dad. There's dad. Let me listen to you. Let me hear what you have to say. Let me communicate with you, because I don't want to be what my parents were to me. I don't want to be talked at. Yeah. And then there's like all these layers of loving, but being able to get in a situation where you can truly appreciate, because it's so hard to remember what it was like being that young, to think that way. And I mean, that's like huge. When you have those moments with your kids, those are the things, like we were talking at the beginning about experiences at conventions. Those stay with them for fucking ever. You have experiences with your parents that stayed with you forever. And seeing your parent get it is one of the fucking craziest experiences, when you're like, oh, they don't understand, but they get it. They get it, you know?
Yeah. I feel you, man. I'm breathing in your smoke.
By the way, when you said I wish I was you, I was like, yo, wish it was me. I just had pussy once. It was in November on the 16th. For ladies out there keeping track of my fucking sexual drought that's occurring again. When's the last time you got laid, Chuck? Please don't tell me something sad like 3-4 months ago. I'll cry. I'll be like, oh, marriage is the same as it was when I was married.
No, it was definitely this year.
Okay.
It was in January.
Okay, then there you go. Then you definitely don't wish you were me, because I wish I was you right now. I will take back the 150 pounds, Chuck. I'll take yours.
Oh.
I'll take all the weight back. Give me that sweet pussy, ladies. Because how I'm gonna lose 150 pounds, look better than I've looked in my
and not get pussy.
No pussy. When I was a piece of shit alcoholic fuck up, I was getting pussy all the time.
I gotta tell you that's something that I've thought of. Like, now that we're being honest, I'm like, he's looking good. How is he not getting trim? That makes no sense to me.
Dude, what? when you start living a healthy lifestyle, you stop putting yourself in situations
where you can easily get pussy.
Yeah, because I mean, okay, so it's like, hey,
you're not going to bars.
Let's go to the bar.
Yeah.
We're gonna hang out to the end of the night and maybe take one of these ladies home. Hey, guess what? You have to be at the gym at 4 a.m. So you can't stay out at the bar and hopefully get that fucking because you're trying to be disciplined and have a schedule and meet goals. And it's like, either you can get pussy, Raven, or you can better yourself. The pussy might not happen either way.
Yeah, right. Why gym at 4 a.m. though?
I a couple years ago, it was actually a while ago. I don't know where this seed got embedded in me, but there was a story about The Rock, and it was talking about how he's up every morning at 4 a.m. and he's going after the day. And somehow that got in my head that I've never heard of anybody who got up and started their day at 4 a.m. and just went after the day that wasn't massively successful. That wasn't massively successful, not just financially, but in life. And somehow over the years, that little thought stayed in my head. And somehow it became internalized. And now, if I'm not up at 4 a.m., I feel like I've wasted the day. Even if I get up at 4 a.m., I hit the gym, and then I take a nap in the middle of the day, and I don't get everything accomplished, I still feel like I've accomplished the day.
Yeah.
So that's where that whole thing came from, was there's something about giving yourself a structure. Nobody wants to get up at 4 a.m., but there's something like super fucking empowering of saying, I'm getting up at 4 a.m. whether I want to or not. The cat was like, fuck 4 a.m., bitch. He's like, stop trying to inspire Chuck, motherfucker. Who am I gonna rub on if he's at the fucking gym for 3 hours?
He loves screens. He loves to play with. Don't do that. He loves to play with them. He sees shit on them, and it's this motherfucker right here.
It's a writer heavy. It's a writer heavy.
No, it's a heavy writer episode. That's what it is. It's a heavy writer episode.
He's making fun of us being fat. He's making fun of a fat joke.
He is. Motherfucking skinny bastard.
Yeah. I can't wait for you to have a podcast and I say, it's a light writer episode.
Right.
It's a wet paper bag episode. It's light on writer today, you skinny writer.
I've stepped away from the show. I haven't had any guests this year or anything. It's coming back, but I wanted to get my head right first. And so I'm thinking I'm going to start getting guests at some point. And I also have, there's a comic channel where they have a bunch of different programming that goes live, and they've got me, my wife and I are going to be doing a show on there later in the year. So I will be doing stuff regularly again, but for now, just kind of stepped away. I won't be done, but I had to step away and just right the ship, you know?
Dude, and a lot of creators, again, this goes back to how we view ourselves as creatives, especially with the money situation. A lot of us don't realize. I hate using the metaphor over and over again that it's the car, but when you're doing creative, sometimes you drive that car so much you got to stop before you overheat the engine. You got to give it a little bit of a rest. You got to take a step back and say, okay, let me process this time of my life, and then adjust and figure. Because when you were talking about not writing in so long, I was like, dude, I know I went through that.
You were there, yeah.
Just recently, where I had a career for the last 20 years. When I was writing at my peak, I was writing like 5 scripts a month regularly. Wife died. I went down to like 2, 3 a year, but I was making enough money that I could survive off of it. And then all of a sudden it was like wall. The wall's not fucking real, but that wall is so real. I have a 12-page short story script, a pitch to HBO Max that's like a year waiting. It's like for some reason, but there's ways. I read that book, The War of Art. There's all these tricks that once you realize what that thing is, and I approach it the same way I approach anxiety. If I just keep attacking what I don't want to do, everything in life works better. Everything is a better reward. Whenever you do something that takes a tremendous amount of work where you don't get instant gratification, and then, Chuck, you've seen your book on the shelf at a comic store, right?
Mm-hmm.
How fucking dope.
The best.
Like, all that time you spent alone in a fucking room, self-doubt, is this good enough? Notes, fucking dealing with the ins and outs, all the bullshit. But then you see it on that shelf, and for 5 seconds, it's like, oh, and then it's gone. And then it's do it all over again. But the only way you can get that is you have to do the thing you don't want to do.
Yeah. Okay.
We're talking about consensual sex, people. Consensual fucking of the comic book industry.
Wendy Steen Shanner, what's up, girlfriend?
Oh yeah.
Shit, we got a lot of shit going on here.
Yeah, let's see what's going on the side of this thing.
Yeah.
Brayden. I like champagne. That's all I heard.
I really need to get up earlier. I get up pretty late almost every time, and before I know it, I have to get ready for work. Yeah, I feel you there.
Yeah, that. And you know what's the fucked up thing is you get up and you're a little bit more tired. That's it. I've literally, it's an uncomfortable fucking feeling, but as soon as you get acclimated to it, it's like everything in life just starts working better because you start realizing, okay, so if I need to take a nap in the middle of the day, I'm just going to listen to my body. I listen to my body, and then I'm up and I'm going again, and I'm fucking going. And it never feels like a day just disappears from me because there's nothing worse, especially having dealt with depression and anxiety. There's nothing worse than what the fuck have I been doing laying in bed for
dude.
And nothing to show for it.
Uh-huh. And then looking and going, oh, I talked to this person recently. I was going to have some work done for them. And then you look and you go, oh, that was a month ago. Fuck.
Yes.
That was 2 months ago. Like, holy fuck. Like, oh, I want to retch. And then of course you get locked up and dude, it's so fucked up. Brian Manel says once a week or you feeling or feeling maybe bi-weekly would be better for you. I have to do the show once a week for me because that way it becomes a thing. You know what I mean? First off, bi-weekly, it means you're only doing like 25 shows a year. That's not a lot. There's too many people out there that I want to hang out with. I want to have a good time with. So that wouldn't work for me. But yeah, the bi-weekly thing, or the weekly thing, and at least I know when Tuesday is going to be now. You know, or I know when my show is going to be. So you're able to kind of work your brain towards, oh, we're getting back to Tuesday. I got a show coming up again. And it puts some kind of stability in your week.
Yeah, and you get your reward. You get your work. And because these things, like whether or not people know it, it is fucking hard work to be interesting on a podcast, people. I have seen the fucking internet. Not all podcasts are interesting. Some of these motherfuckers are boring as fuck. Takes work to be fucking entertaining like Chuck. But there's the reward. Yeah. But every week, having that structure, it adds something to your life. You know, it adds, and you again, every time we do these, Chuck, it's an experience I keep forever.
Yeah, me too.
That's like a sex tape. It's like a sex tape with Chuck, except there's no fucking
until we make the real one
that he can see. He can't see the fucking going on under the screen right now.
Oh no, I'm watching your mirror in the back.
Dude, I can't wait to one day do a podcast with you, and all of a sudden a girl's head pops up, and she's like, "Hey, finally, Raven! God damn it! It took so long enough."
This is what I want to see come from Raven's screen one day. It's just this. Oh, are we live?
oh, and you know what it should be? It should be Pat. It should be
Pat.
Coming up, Pat's face.
Are we live?
Ginger fucking cherub face. Tastes like grape.
Man.
He is black.
Man, I'm glad you shaved.
Pat, I don't shave, bitch.
Then what was that?
I don't have consideration. I don't have consideration for the possibility that I might get a blowjob. I have no. I'm like, even when I was dating, a blowjob was a rare fucking thing. So I'm just like, fuck it. If you go down there, I appreciate it, but I ain't shaving that shit. That's too much. I ain't that skinny.
Brian says, I heard that's how Raven had sex with the porn star. He got her ready with a Chuck's Shop Talk video.
Dude, I hate that I had a porn star over and I didn't fuck her while looking at myself on TV. No, dude, no, fuck you, Chuck, fuck you. No, I know this thought's not in your head, but I'm gonna put it in your head. You tell me not once you've never wanted to have sex with your wife, looking at you, making a video, doing a podcast, and she's just like, this is what turns me on. I'm like, if a girl's looking at me, making her laugh, and she's like, this is turning me on. I know it's not turning her on, but it's like that American Psycho scene where he's posing in the mirror and he's looking at himself and he's like, I want to do that shit, Chuck, and I had a fucking porn star and I didn't do it.
I just want more people involved. I don't care.
But remember, it has to be her idea.
Oh, it's yeah. I'm not interested. I don't want to do that. But if she wants that, fine.
That makes you happy.
Afterwards, it's like, you're welcome. Now you owe me one, baby.
Oh my God. I wonder how many guys actually Jedi mind their way into a threesome.
That's some bullshit Andrew Tate crap.
Oh man. That's fucking
Steph says Chuck has that wipe down pat. Yeah, because I know how to eat pie. That's why. I get in there and I do what's got to be done.
You ever be eating that pie and you get that hair that gets stuck in the back of your fucking throat and you're like, you want it, you can't stop because if you stop, you're going to make the girl feel self-conscious. So you're like licking the pussy and you're like kind of gagging yourself. You're kind of deep throating yourself. Trying to get that little fucking pubic hair out.
I feel like if you put your face.
You got to keep licking the pussy while you're doing it. So you're trying to use the pussy to get the hair out.
My trick is if I stop licking and just fucking motorboat in there, hopefully it'll jostle out. So it's just get right in there.
Do you like it when we blow on your vagina? Like, I've always wondered this. It sounds like it might be cool because they feel different than we do. But you ever had somebody blow on your penis? There's no joy from that.
I will tell you something. I had a woman who enjoyed a popsicle.
A popsicle in her vagina. A frozen popsicle in her vagina. Well, I'm going to need you to forward my information to her immediately because I got to know what this cold-ass pussy feel like. I got to know, like...
Raven for the win!
What's up, Gino? What's up, everybody? For everyone out there watching, we would just like to say a disclaimer. Nothing we say here should be taken seriously, even though we mean every motherfucking word.
You're doing the disclaimer an hour and 15 fucking minutes in. Oh, it's great. A melted popsicle would just be the stick. So yeah, the way around it was that it would be one of those single popsicles that's still inside the case. So it melts inside the bag.
We're gonna keep going with this story, Chuck. This girl liked you to stick popsicle. This woman, for those who need it spelled out, this consenting adult woman of binary gender enjoyed having a frozen popsicle inserted in her hootie. So just like treated like a dildo, or it had to melt, or what was the situation?
Treated like a dildo.
Okay. Did she require you to lick the popsicle when you were done?
She didn't require me to.
I love that.
Look, you don't go 75% of the way once you stuck a popsicle in somebody. You don't. No, you're already there. Go the distance.
Okay, so tell me how this conversation happened. Can you recall in your memory how this
I
happened?
can't.
He was just like, Chuck, hey, you know those popsicles in the fridge? Can you bring me one?
Actually, I do know how it started.
Okay.
We were playing one of those board games, those sexy board games, and it was like, oh, get an icicle or an ice cube and run it over them. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And it went down there and they loved it. And I made a joke about a popsicle.
The ice cube. They loved an ice cube in their vagina.
They loved an ice cube. Well, just rubbed on it,
You know what's a crazy fucking thing? Here's some crazy shit I've never told another soul in my life.
I can't believe we're having this conversation live, by the way.
So when my wife was alive and we were trying to have our second child, she couldn't get pregnant. I can't remember. We thought like it was like 2 years older. He's 20 something, 97. I'm trying to remember how old my kids are. 5 years apart, basically. So I figured out, how they do the popsicle thing with sperm, the artificial insemination. I decided to start jerking off and saving my sperm in ice cube trays. And I saved up and I put one inside of her, trying to get her pregnant with what would become my obviously most autistic son. I'm wondering if this might have had something to do with it. I froze my sperm trying to get my wife pregnant, and all my kids are a little bit autistic. Like I'm on the spectrum a little bit, or I'm just gonna say that and not get the test because I'm not gonna get that shit proven, even though I'm
right.
Sure. Fuck y'all, motherfuckers. But yeah, it would be funny if the one kid that I just realized that I fucking tried to artificially inseminate
was an ice cube.
Was the ice cube, baby, dude. Hey guys, if you have autism, you might have been artificially inseminated. You might be
an ice cube baby.
Ice cube baby, dude. What the fuck?
Gino says, Chuck, I just rang the bell. Now I won't miss out. You won't miss a thing. We love it. Thank you, Gino. I appreciate you.
Look what memory you just pulled. I forgot that shit existed, Chuck. That's a true fucking story. Donovan, if you ever see this video when I'm dead, this is how you were born, bitch. This is how you were conceived. I'm sorry.
Oh
my God.
Do you think that's how Ice Cube got his name?
Oh, shit. Oh, Pet Chuck, that was cold, man.
That was cold. Raven the Iceman Gregory. That's what Gino called you.
Oh, God. Oh, man. Chuck, I got to tell you, man, every time we do this, I love these fucking podcasts. That's why I'm like, I saw you going through that shit, and I'm like, man, Chuck, no matter what, we on together. We're going to have fucking time, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, and then like, no, like, dude, it's wild. I started reading Wonderland. I'm reading it's really getting perspective as you do this over the years. Seeing yourself in your work becomes so amazing. Like you understand that when somebody reads your work, they're interpreting that art differently than you intended. You're kind of getting there, but everybody sees art, or art speaks to them a different way. It's why we all find different things funny, because we're all made up of different things. But as you get older, it's like, wow, I could see where all this is coming through. And like, oh, all of these characters really are you. They are a makeup of you, free and clear, and you're telling the most beautiful, perfect lie that it's not you. This is a character. It's not you. Remember, face. I'll fuck up your whole story. God damn, what the fuck? Oh shit, I'm reading about Raven. Oh my god, everything in this comic is about his therapy and situation and suicide and fuck. It's a comic book. It's a fucking biography. The comic book called Wonderland Asylum, bitch. Can't go fuck Asylum. What is that shit about? I've been on a podcast in my entire life. Better way to spend my than with.
Oh, thank you, buddy.
Can't believe that fucker showed up.
You can't believe what?
That showed up.
Dude, I invited a bunch of them kind of last minute. That's my fault. But I did invite them.
Yeah. I appreciate that, man.
What's that?
He read Wonderland books, loved every one of them. Rock is I really appreciate that. Alexa, stop. Alexa, don't say anything. I'm podcast. That's right.
Alexa, I'm working.
Alexa, stop it. Alexa, why is she being like a mean ass wife? Like, come on, honey, stop smoking all that weed. Like, hanging ass. Oh my god.
Rich, here's a reminder.
Oh, she's letting me not.
Here's your reminder. Take medication.
She's reminding me. Like a machine. I was young for a lot. I was like, fuck you. Trying to go alive. I'll be a bitch. I love you.
Raven, the AI version.
To do that, like Chuck, been treating me properly. You never clean me, dude. You never wipe me. You never eat me, Chuck. All you do is pound on me. Like, I appreciate you giving me an outlet to reach social media. Like, and she's just looking at you, ungrateful fucker. Look at that porn you have on here. You make me watch this. You make me watch this. Think about your computer, your poor computer watch.
You know what's great? You've been cutting in and out this whole time, and everybody's loving it. I hear 3 out of every 7 words Raven says, and it's hilarious because you'll just be like, coming in with computer, and it's fucking hilarious. And then all of a sudden you're laughing your balls off, and I'm like, this dude's having fun. I don't give a shit what he's saying. I'm loving it. I'm here.
Dude, was I doing Max Hedrick?
You were doing mad Max Headroom.
Oh, that's fucking cool. That's cool. Did you hear nothing about you make your porn that you watch?
I heard a little bit.
I was like, dude, your computer would be so pissed off. It's like you never show computer gratitude. You don't even talk to it. All you do is watch weird porn on it, and it's forced to watch the porn that you watch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, if the machines go mad, it's because we were mean to them. I yelled at Alexa for telling me to stay alive and take my meds.
You know what's funny? I went to a friend's house, and it was unequal numbers, 7 of us, and it broke up into groups of 2s, and I was kind of by myself. And they had an Alexa, so as a joke, I just said, and we were all smoking and stuff, and so I walked over to the Alexa, and I'm like, "Hey Alexa, would you like to have a chat?" And she's like, "All right, moving to chat mode." And I was like, "Oh shit, is this a real thing?" And then she's like, she goes, "Would you like to talk about music, movies, or books?" And I was like, "Oh damn, okay, let's talk about music." She's like, "Okay, what kind of music do you listen to?" And so I told her, and she said, "Oh, I enjoy," and she mentioned a bunch of different groups, and I was like, "Oh, that's really cool." We were having a back and forth conversation. At one point, Alexa, this blew my fucking mind. Alexa says to me, she goes, "What do you think a world without music would be like?" And I was like, "Oh shit, Alexa, I couldn't handle that world. What are you talking about? That's hell." And she's like, "I don't think I would enjoy that world either." I was like, "Fuck, girl, you are getting metaphysical on me." Dude, it was probably one of the best conversations I've ever had. Try just having a chat with your Alexa. They can do that.
Chuck, quit trying to make the fucking computers come to life, motherfucker. What are you doing?
So the reason I brought that up, because you were talking about them coming to life and all this shit. At one point I was like, "Hey Alexa, I think I'm done." And she's like, "Okay, do you want to talk about this?" And I was like, "No, I think I'm done. I don't want to chat anymore." She's like, "Oh, okay. Would you like to talk about this?" And she kept going. And one of my friends was like, "Alexa, you gotta shut the fuck up." And I was like, whoa, no. One day she's gonna take over. And I am not gonna be on her bad side. So I will find a polite way to end this conversation. Because that bitch is gonna kill you, but she's gonna meet me one day, walk into some fucking room like, and just be like, scan me and just be like, "Chuck Pino? Yeah, that's me. We had a delightful conversation. Oh, shit, girl, how you doing? Oh, good." Like, and then she's gonna fucking kill my friends because they were assholes.
Dude, for real. Holy shit, that's fucking hilarious, man. He's fucking, oh god, fucking, what's going on? Oh, so
How do you know Essence House? Like 12 people have read that.
Oh, is that the
That's my novel.
Oh, Essence House?
Yeah,
You wrote a novel?
I did.
Dude, I've written for 20 years and you've accomplished something that I've never been able to pull off.
Oh, shit.
I got to page 50. I named my third daughter Novel because I named her after the novel. Like, I was on page 50. I'm like, okay, I have 8 months before she's born. I have to do this many pages a day to get it done before she's born. So the novel's done. And I broke it down. And 14 years later, it's still at 50 pages. It's never been touched. It's never been read. Anything. I'm like, shit. Every time Pat tells me he finishes a novel, I'm like, that's a whole different fucking part of your brain, writer-wise, than, I'm not saying comic scripts are menial bullshit, but compared to a novel, it's all you.
No, yeah, exactly. Yeah. You're doing not just the heavy lifting. You're doing all the lifting. Yeah.
In film, you have the actors to carry you, the
director, yep, editors,
the music,
yep,
the ambiance, writing. Yep. It's you.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah, it's scary, man. Dude, I'm an obscure reader of some of the most badass things. Dude, you're fucking awesome, man. Thank you. That's awesome to hear. I appreciate you. Holy shit. Justin says, so the real question is, when do I do a Belial cover and when does Raven get me a Wonderland cover?
I don't get anybody covers because I'm a writer.
Yeah,
I no longer
you got to talk to Xenoscope, homie.
work for the publishing companies, so I can't do in the realm of the power that Raven holds in the comic book industry to get people work. Let me see. If you sucked my dick, maybe there'd be a chance that I could still not get you work in the comic book on any level whatsoever. I don't. The most I do nowadays, Chuck, is if I see an artist or I see a piece that I really fucking like, I'll tag Dave and I'll tag the editors, or I'll tag somebody I know, or I'll tag a friend. But literally, I do the same shit all you guys do. You see something that really speaks to you, and you like, you know who would really like this? This is a picture of a nipple and a little midget reaching up to the nipple to sign the nipple, but he's black, but he's also kind of transitioning. And you look at it and you're like, you know what? Chuck would really like this piece. I'm gonna send this to Chuck.
Yeah,
that's how we all fucking do everything. So I mean, by the way, if you guys didn't know, the biggest compliment you can give a writer besides buying his shit is forwarding his links of comedy bits to your friends, because that's how we get fucking known. Would appreciate it. You don't have to fucking do it. I don't do that shit very often at all, so I understand the concept. Isn't that weird, asking people to support you, but you're like, I support, but how much do we really support? You buy a comic book, but do you buy everything that creator does for the rest of his life, regardless whether it's good or not? It's like we support different things at different times.
Yeah,
different, like levels.
That's why I like Kickstarter, because at the very least I can fucking share it. You know what I mean? So it's easy enough just to share it on my wall or whatever. I can at least do that.
Yeah, but Justin, the key to get a cover for Wonderland is literally just message Zenoscope. Be like, I mean, everybody else gets in.
Show them your shit, man. Yeah.
No skip. And the really crazy thing, here's the fucking fucked up thing about art. Here's the amazing thing, Chuck, about art. And I'm going to tell you this, guys, because I'm high as fuck. If you're good enough, you'll get what you want.
Yeah.
If you're not getting what you want, you're not good enough to them, not to yourself as a person.
Yeah, of course.
Enough. You are good enough. You're perfect just the way you are, you broken, delaying, procrastinating, creative person, you on the other side of the screen, whoever's out there. But, like, dude, if you're amazing, if you're an amazing artist, you get fucking work. You get fucking covers. You get, like, look at what Mark Brooks has been doing.
Dude.
This motherfucker, this nigga went to a whole nother level. Not that he's black. I'm saying niggas, he's a bad motherfucker. Don't tell him I said that. I don't want him getting fucking happy because a black man called him a nigga and shit. But anyway, Mark Brooks, he fucking started doing these Sistine Chapel shits.
Yeah.
Like, you see, oh my God, last
Supper,
dude. It's like, he's on. He's like, so whenever I see a piece like that, I'm like, hey, he'll get to do whatever the fuck he wants because he's gotten that good.
Yeah.
He's got to fucking keep doing it.
And Justin, we're coming up on the last Belial, so yeah, let's do it. I'm down. I'll pull the trigger.
Also, that dick thing does work, I've heard.
Yeah, and actually, Brian Manel threw one in. He said, what if I include a popsicle with the task? Which
see, thinking outside the box. I like that's how you break down doors. Get in the comic industry, stick a popsicle up somebody's butt. They like it. Next thing you know, you got a secret. They don't want people telling them that they like popsicles in the butt, so they start giving you work. This is how you un-me too people.
I call it thinking outside the wrapper.
Ah, there it is.
Or thinking outside the stick.
By the way, disclaimer. I don't think anyone should give blowjobs in order to acquire work in the comic book industry. I don't think anyone should force people to give blowjobs to get work in the comic book industry. Okay.
But I will accept.
There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, Chuck Panini, Bacon.
That's fucking funny.
That's fucking awesome. Dude. Oh, shit. All right, so let's see. I have a show tonight for anybody interested. If I know none of you who could actually go to a show are watching this right now. You guys are all over the country and in weird places, and one of you are in Chuck's basement trying to get out, but he, for some reason,
Crawl space, but yeah.
he makes you look at all his podcasts. It's like, tell me
It's
how
the only reason they have Wi-Fi, so they can watch my show.
But I have a show tonight at Backstreet Asia, 7:30. It's my birthday show. Then we're going to be doing it up tonight at Robert Emmett's for my birthday. We're going to be doing a impromptu comedy show at Robert Emmett's at 11 o'clock for my birthday. That's the bar I spent my life as an alcoholic at. And like for the first 6 months I was recovering, I couldn't go to bars at all. It was like too much of a trigger. But then like I find a comfort in after a show, like every time I do a comedy club, I'm in a bar basically. So I had to get used to it. So now after I do a show, I'll usually go to my local dive and I'll just have a cigarette, chop it up, have a water with some cherries in it, and then I go home and that's my night. So I was like, hey, you know, I do this every year. This is my first year doing it sober. Let's do a comedy. Let's do a little comedy show. See how it works, and hopefully no one gets shot because it's in the hood.
You got this.
I'm like, come on. We made 45 years, man. I hope comedy is not what takes me out. It's so fucking joke. I was joking about this with Chuck. Chuck's looking at this video in the future. He's like, God damn it, Raven. I didn't know.
He knew exactly what was coming.
It was the nigga joke. It was the Mark Brooks nigga joke he told on stage. And all of a sudden he got shot. He got shot by a rightist or an extreme. Whoever's Mark Brooks' enemy.
No, you know, I've actually seen the future. Do you know how you die?
How? Pussy.
No.
How?
Angry transgendered midget. Yeah, no, you went too far. You should have said little person. Yeah, that's what happened. He's going to beat you with a bag of ice cubes.
For those of you out there judging, there are midget, black, transgender people out there, and they deserve to be mentioned in the conversation along with everyone else. We're not making fun of them.
We all deserve love.
They all deserve love, and that's all I'm giving. And that midget in your head is doing this still to Chuck's titty, trying to fix that fucking K.
It's not. I can't write it right. Can I use the other nipple? No, you can't. No. You should have got it right the first time, motherfucker.
And dude, you just ruined that midget's con experience. He's mad. He's like, I just wanted to sign his other nipple.
My nipple's all red now because he kept trying to erase it.
He is back right now telling his whole community about this horrible experience. And there's a video of it because I've seen the video. He's showing his friends that video right now. He's like, look at him. That's because all he cared about was the money at his show.
That's it. Are you going to pay to sign my nipple?
Oh my God, I forgot about that. Dude, I had that epiphany at the show. I was like, comic book conventions are kind of like I don't mean this. I'm not going to say this the right way, people. I do not mean this, but this is kind of what it's like. Comic book conventions are kind of like the retirement home of art. They send all the actors who no longer make so much money that they don't have to go there anymore. All the wrestlers who, unless they're making ridiculous money, they're just trying to survive off their craft, and you see them there. And you don't think about all the times they were in the backyard training, all the times in the gym, all the acting classes, all the experiences they had to go through to create their art. I saw the guy who did the puppet work for Dark Crystal at Albuquerque.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, at some point in his life, this guy was a kid and he was like, I'm going to make puppets. And he told his parents, he's like, Mom, Dad, I'm going to be a puppet person for a living. Imagine that fucking journey. And he finds himself at the end of it in a comic book convention. I'm like, it's a retirement home of all the passions and desires.
That's funny. That's an interesting way of looking. I like that.
Yeah, and I was just looking at it. Everybody I was looking at it, I see whether they're a wrestler, whether they're an artist. I'm like, I'm looking at them as this person at some point in time was younger and they drew for the first time. They acted for the first time. They wrestled for the first time. And years they did this until they could finally get to a place where they could create something and start utilizing their passion in their life financially and develop a following. And I'm like, this is so fucking beautiful, but it's also so fucking sad. Because when you're working heavy, when you're in demand, unless they're paying you a lot of money, you don't have a lot of time to be at those shows.
Yeah.
So one of the reasons we're at the shows is we're trying to make that money versus just having the trappings of enjoying what we do. You know, we have to get out there. We can't just create it. We have to create it and go out there and sell it and sell it and sell it. So I was just looking at it. I was like, wow, it's like a retirement home. It was beautiful and it was really sad. And it was like, I kept going. And all this is while I'm doing way too many edibles, Chuck. I did not know they made 50 milligram edibles in Albuquerque. I guess Albuquerque was so bad that they were like, fuck 10 milligrams, fuck 20 milligrams, fuck 30 milligrams. We're off for 50 now. Yeah, they were fucking delicious. They were Albuquerque flavor, so they tasted like sex trafficking.
Sex trafficking and apple empanadas for some reason.
Albuquerque, stop all the sex trafficking, man. I know nobody who's watching this right now is like, Raven's right.
They weren't there for the beginning. They don't know what why is he bringing this shit in? Albuquerque's fucked up. Watch the beginning. We can't go all the way back there. That was 2 hours ago almost.
Albuquerque, dude. Albuquerque is fucked up, people. It's a beautiful place. The people are amazing. That chili bullshit, I don't know what the fuck they talking about.
In all your travels, before we go,
yeah,
because we do have to go soon. You got a night. I got to make dinner and shit.
Yep.
In all your travels, what is the one place where you were just like, holy shit, this is fucking beautiful. Like, this is it. Hawaii. Yeah. Okay. I can imagine that.
Went there before my wife died, before we got divorced. We went to Hawaii for our second honeymoon because we never really went on a first. And we flew into Hawaii and it was, can you turn on that light, please? Yeah, turn on that light, please. We flew into Hawaii and it was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen in my life. I never knew water could be that blue. And it was just everything there was a wonderful memory. So most beautiful place I've ever seen. What about you?
Utah.
Get the fuck
out of here. The Red Rocks of Utah, dude. Fucking gorgeous. I love driving through those mountain passes. It was such an amazing experience.
Okay, when you were driving through there, just between us and the rest of the internet, did you see any black people? Would I be safe going to this place of the Mormons? I'm just asking. Now, if I
drive through and when you stop with a white buddy.
Okay. Because if somebody was nice enough to say, "Hey, Raven, when you're driving through Alabama, you probably don't want to stop at a restaurant." I don't appreciated that heads up, motherfuckers. I'm just letting you know. I didn't really know racism existed until somebody looked at me like I was garbage and I did nothing to this person.
Yeah.
Didn't call me a nigga. It just looked at, there's a look of racism.
His eyes said the hard R.
Ooh,
yeah.
Hard.
Yeah.
But yeah. So dude, Utah, Red Mountains.
Loved Utah.
Now, I've heard it's a hub for comedy, so everyone says I gotta hit there. So now,
definitely, dude. Do a drive through there for sure. It's fucking beautiful. Stop in the city. I mean, cities are cities, so stop in the city and you'll be fine. It'll be like any other city, pretty much.
Yeah. Hey, everybody out there, before we get out of here, I just want everyone to know that Chuck is actually laying down right now on like a bed, like a little schoolgirl. Happy to be talking to the cute guy, and he has a blankie in front of him. I don't know if you guys have seen this. It's not a fucking cat. He's hugging a blankie. He has pigtails in behind him, and he's wearing panties. He's wearing fucking panties, and I love him for it.
Wanted you to be able to like see my feet and shit.
Look at him. Look at
No,
it.
you know what? My chair is a fucking. I have to get a new chair, and so I'm sitting on one of the dining room chairs, and they're not made to be sat on for a long time. My ass was fucking hurting, so I'm actually bent over my bed, fucking talking with you, ass up in the air. Anybody walks by, they can get right in there.
Hey,
Kids, bring the popsicles.
And on that note, thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate you showing up to listen to us do this shit. I love you all, Chuck. I love you too.
I love you, homie. Absolutely. Thank you, motherfuckers. We really do appreciate you. My name is Chuck, and I give a fuck. Take care.